Hey Pisces, welcome to High Priestess Healing Tarot, where you are the High Priestess, baby, on this beautiful equinox. Happy equinox to you. First day of autumn up here in the northern hemisphere. And we are kicking off Libra season, that balance of light and dark. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you today. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Ancestors, Archangel Michael. Please help me in pulling insights for the High Priestess Collective, highest timelines, highest messages for the High Priestess Collective. Show me Pisces energy first. Five of Wands. Is it challenge or is it training? That came out in the Patreon energy for the week, too. Ooh. Moon. Eight of Swords. One more to wrap this for. This feels like, are you walking in the darkness? Wow. If that's not a bribe. But listen, I love when they bribe me. Bribe me, Spirit. I'll do it for a bribe, please. Okay. Five of Wands, Moon, to me feels like training ground. Like, it's not swords, so it's like, this isn't really an imminent threat, you know? And technically, the people depicted on the Five of Wands, technically, those are supposed to be pages, children. So this is like practicing walking in the dark. Eight of Swords is another energy of not seeing, you know? Practicing allowing intuition to guide you. But I think deeper than intuition, it's knowing which mode to turn on. And I think we've gotten that message before in my readings. Knowing which mode. Feral or domesticated. Even the lobster or the crawfish at the bottom of this card, even that symbolism is both, it's an underwater creature, but it can survive and live on land. So there's this duality, you know, like I'm a water creature, but I can come up on land and do what I need to do here and then go back down. This feels like you are in some sort of training ground for either the water or the land, you know. It's like either the darkness or the light, but it feels like it's darkness. It feels like darkness being unknown, or darkness is I'm showing you how to walk the path without seeing it. I think that's what it is. You are walking a path without having eyeball access. You just have third eyeball access, you know? And look at that Ace of Pentacles with all this energy is like, come on, I'm bringing you to this. I'm bringing you to this way, to this gift, to this resource, to this thing that will assist you, or this thing that maybe you're manifesting. But aces are usually like surprise gifts or surprise offers, surprise opportunities from the universe. And I guess it doesn't have to be super surprise. Like if you are intentionally walking the path knowing, I can't see exactly what the next step is, I'm sensing it, and it's in the sensing that you're acting in aligned action, this thing presents itself to you on the path. And where all of these cards are a little bit darker in nature, this one's lit up. So you also obviously will not miss this. You know, what's funny too, is that this brings you somewhere else. Ace of Pentacles can be a 3D offer, opportunity, contract, new beginning, new group, something like that. A resource, a coach, a mentor, a course, of course, money, of course, like an invitation, a date, an interview. But an Ace of Pentacles can also be something pertaining to your physicality, the way that you physically live in your home or your body. But this is bringing you somewhere else. And it's like in the sensing and in the darkness, you get this lit up resource. Let's go into that. Claim that. Smash the love button to claim that Ace of Pentacles. I'm claiming it. I claim that. Page of Swords at the bottom is just confirming what I was saying about the Five of Wands. Those are pages. There's student energy here. Maybe this is not your first go round of walking into an unfamiliar. If it's not an unknown, It's a little unfamiliar, or maybe the word is uncomfortable. But you are very equipped to do this. This does not feel like a first time. This doesn't feel like somebody here is in the darkness for the first time. This actually feels like, oh, I've done this before, so I'm going to allow myself to sense my way through it again. And now this time, I actually know I have modes. Sicko mode, baby. For real. The wolf, the dog, the crayfish. That's 3 different modes right there, you know? And look who we got at the bottom of the Light Seers Tarot. Our girl. This is you, babe. Drop it in the live chat. Drop it in the comments. I am the High Priestess. I see with my eyes closed. If you have the Light Seers Tarot deck, pull the High Priestess card. It doesn't show up great on camera, but her eyelids are closed, and you see there's this like beautiful teal eyeshadow. we love an 80s babe in this house. But if you look closer, there's actually faint pupils. There's faint eyes painted onto the eyelids, symbolizing even if you cannot see, you, High Priestess, can see. You are a seer. You do not need 3D vision to see. So this really is an energy of, but why is it training, you know? I guess just because it's new. Or maybe it's an application versus training. It's applying what you've previously done before in an unknown, or having to sense versus see. This is a having to sense versus see. And you are showing up as very willing. Technically, this is the most willing student. Whoa! And the Page of Wands is the most decorated and the most connected to divinity. That's interesting. What's under you? 3 of Cups, harvest energy. I'm so glad the HP showed up. The Equinox, where we have equal parts sun and darkness, right? Light and darkness. In mythology, the equinox is represented by the goddess Persephone's descent into the underworld. Persephone in Greek mythology was the daughter of Demeter, and Persephone was abducted by Hades into the underworld. Persephone was technically a child or a teenager, tomato, when she was abducted into the underworld. Into the underworld, though she did not willingly want to go, allegedly, she rose as queen of the darkness. She was beloved as the queen of the underworld. She did not see that for herself, but that she rose into power in the darkness, into the unfamiliar. She came into power in the uncomfortable. That's where her power actually emerged from, because technically, under her mother's care, she was actually smothered. There was no freedom for her to expand into her potential. There was no room for her to explore what her potential was, because of the overbearing energy that Demeter exerted over Persephone. So ironically, in her abduction, she actually became the most powerful. And it's in the northern hemisphere in the autumn and fall months. Persephone is in her power. She's in the darkness, behind the veil, in the underworld, in the underbelly. And then, of course, when spring blooms in, March, April, Persephone is known to come up from the underworld and bring with her what she experienced, what she learned, what she has to give back to the 3D world. Persephone is the Greek goddess tied to the High Priestess. But my Tarot Academy already knew that. Kiss your brain. Okay, let's see. Show me this Ace of Pentacles. Wow, that was so fast. You see that? Okay, also too many, but we'll take this. Sun, we love it. Page, 9 of Pentacles, all these aces. Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. It's funny that the 5 of Swords is underneath all this goodness too, because it means that the ego and the nervous system, the subconscious, will sometimes try to convince you that this type of stuff, this type of change, this type of walking in faith, sensing versus seeing, sometimes the mind will try to convince you to not, to like dead it, but it looks like you don't, and you end up like banking on some opportunities or offers. So that's 3 aces. Show me the Ace of Pentacles clearly. This takes you somewhere else. Six of Wands. Smash the love button. Claim this shit. I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is like, if you are sensing instead of seeing, if you are in an unfamiliar, if you are in an uncomfortable, good. This is like, you're right where you're supposed to be, because the thing that you need that's going to take you somewhere else, the next version of yourself, the next phase, the next opportunity, the next home, it's here. Six of Wands, victory and success. You're being made an example here. You're being made an example here, because in this Six of Wands, there are tons of people in the background cheering for this person who's completed a cycle and has actually acquired an Ace of Wands. So there's another alluding to an additional ace here, which is funny because in the Patreon Energy for the Week reading, the Ace of Wands was reversed, like it's coming. It's not yet present. It's like this week. It's preparing to come. Show me the Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands. This is taking you to a place of more victory and success with self. Three of Cups. Why reverse? It makes me think of spilling. Ah! That's so funny. Three of Cups in reverse, Ace of Pentacles. If you had to disconnect from people, especially if it was three people or a unit, a small family unit, a small network, if you had to disconnect from people who could not hold your intuition without being uncomfortable, could not hold your energy without being uncomfortable, this is kind of like making up for that. This is, you know, have you ever released something and then within a few weeks or a month, something else better comes along and you're like, oh my God, if I didn't release that thing, I don't know if this would have came through. This feels like one of those situations where you disconnect from something that maybe at one time it served, maybe one time it brought you peace. But Three of Cups in reverse is like those cups can't actually hold water. It can't hold emotion. So it can't hold your emotion, can't support you. And by releasing that, could even be an old way of thinking, an old way you were towards yourself. This Ace of Pentacles with roots comes in for you. And that's Two of Pentacles, so that's bricks. So you're getting the resources to build something new. Show me one more in that Three of Cups in reverse. Ooh, yeah, you did that. Whatever that Three of Cups in reverse is, Tower in reverse means you initiated that change or that shakeup. Your disconnect from this group or your disconnect from this way of, it could be a way of being, like if you were not supporting yourself or if you were not celebrating yourself or your ability, it could be you. But I feel like more likely than not, it may have been represented outside of you. You disconnected from this. You chose to rework a foundation. And now you're getting the bricks to lay the foundation that you've shaken up, you know? Yeah, Six of Pentacles, being given the resources. Show me a little bit more on this Three of Cups in reverse, Tower in reverse. Okay. This Three of Cups in reverse feels like to me, it feels like you knew that you had to enter this discomfort, unfamiliar, sensing, not seeing. You knew that, and you chose that. So there's some sort of sacrifice that had to be made for you to move onto that path. This is a sacrifice energy. Three of Cups in reverse, Tower in reverse, so that you could go. It may have even been like a quick sacrifice, like a quick breakup, a quick walk down to the job, a quick disconnect in some way, because the Chariot, that Chariot card, he's got no shoes on and no shirt, so it's like there was no formalized plan. This is more of an intuitive, in the moment you knew, like, I have to disconnect from this thing. Can I get one more here? Wow. Three of Swords in reverse. It's like you believed you were worth more, so you let go of this. 3-3 is believe anything is possible. So this is also like a testament of fate. Faith, not fate. This Three of Cups in reverse, it could have been a person that really couldn't, I think, meet your depth or understand fully that you have an ability outside of like what it is to be a human. if that became like a thorn in a relationship. It feels like just someone who doesn't understand because they are not what you are. That's what that feels like. Like you have this ability to alchemize through your decision making and an awareness that you hold that power. Maybe you don't always feel like that, but there's this awareness and belief that it's possible. Master number 33 is believe anything's possible. You hold the belief. And it looks like this person or group maybe didn't share it, or they don't go as deep as you. But whatever has been sacrificed is being replaced with bricks or pentacles for a strong foundation, and you're being made an example of. Show me this. Being made an example of. What the hell? Aries energy, Emperor, especially if you have a fire Mars here, especially if it's an Aries Mars. The Emperor plays chess, not checkers. So this is like very much a calculated, it may have been fast, but this is a calculated sacrifice. Calculated sacrifice because you are sensing, not seeing. It's like you're like, I'm sensing that this needed to go. And the Six of Wands is victory and success of being basically in control. Despite Five of Wands, Moon, Eight of Swords is like, this is just pure dark. Like most people would be like, can we turn a light on? Can we light a match? Can we get some sort of, can we get a map here? And you're like, I'm just going to sense my way. And it's in sensing your way that you actually, there's a reestablished sense of security, stability, big control energy, big control energy. If this is business stuff, this is like making an intuitive direction or an intuitive decision, like a recalibration, and it works. Something works here, and you're being made an example of. Show me the show me the Emperor and the Six of Wands, especially if it's like an acquisition or a pivot. Six of Pentacles. This is like the third time we're seeing this card now too. So it's in this energy that you move forward, and it kind of looks like you get piece by piece, and then it goes from piece by piece to bushel by bushel as we enter harvest season. So you're going from brick by brick, piece by piece, to bushel by bushel. After bushel by bushel is ton by ton. So there's even like compounded interest on the resources that you're receiving. 6, 7, 8. For a lot of people here, this might have to do with work. There's 8 pentacles on the table. You see that? Okay, anything else on this? Emperor, Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Master number 6, progress forward. This was the way. This is the way. This was the way. So if you're still sensing versus seeing, this is still the way. This is also an energy of reciprocity. There's like, for something that you create or something that you build, something that you offer out to people. So I know we have a lot of people in vocation here. So like givers, service providers, mental health facilitators, first line workers, teachers, aides, like school workers. There's like a lot of people who work with and for people in this collective. This energy is the energy of what it is that you offer is also appreciated and you receive through fulfillment and some sort of tangible pentacle compensation or behavior that shows appreciation and recognition. Anything else for the Emperor, Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles? Oh, 10 of Cups with 8 of Cups at the bottom. Whatever you sacrificed was for a greater good. The rainbow is wrapping around you and someone else right now. The rainbow is essentially the sign that comes after a storm, after a hard, challenging time, or after an unknown, right? The rainbow is the prism of light, and it's light that shows itself in different aspects. So you're actually being able to experience fulfillment with others or with community, with loved ones, or you're servicing more aligned people in this sensing, not seeing journey. It's like paying off, or you're starting to get some sort of confirmation or glimmer that this is paying off. And it's really because not just because you walked away or sacrificed something, it's because of the sacrifice that you are choosing is in the direction of the sun. And we saw that sun pop out before, right? With the geese confirming. The sun is the best card in the deck. It's when your inner child can feel safe, and it's when your adult self can express with authenticity. It's wish fulfillment and clarity. It's warmth and security with opportunity for creativity to take place. So it's not just sacrificing because you knew it was the right thing to do. There's an energy here of I sacrificed so that I could walk towards this greater light. Heavy emphasis on like light signs, prisms. If you ever see like prism rainbows, you know, from like glass or whatever, if you start seeing those are signs of like, yes, follow the rainbow prisms. This is the way. So again, this is not a sacrifice just because you sensed I need to sacrifice something while walking this unknown. The sacrifice is like, I'm sacrificing for the sun. I'm going towards the sun. So there is some sort of internal direction that you had or have in this pathway. The Justice underneath the Eight of Cups makes me think that the Three of Cups was an interpersonal dynamic, partnerships. This is Libra energy, and Libra energy is partnerships. And what's interesting is today is the Equinox, which is the balance of light and darkness in our day. And this Justice card is literally showing you the balance, complete equilibrium here. The other thing here is I think this decision showed you a side of you that maybe it was categorized as shadow, but it's power. If this sacrifice was out of character, or if this sacrifice is out of character, that's actually what it's giving. Lilith energy, actually. Oh my God, P.S. Remember I was like, I'm manifesting a Lilith fair revival. As of Sunday, Sunday, September 21st, yesterday, a Lilith fair documentary was released on, I want to say it's Hulu. So if you're boycotting Hulu, totally get that. If you cancel your subscription, you still have 7 days to use it, so you can watch the Lilith fair documentary. I'm trying to do that. And I'm like, oh, I manifested a documentary, but like, where's the revival tour? Maybe next year we'll get a revival tour. Anyway, Lilith, the story of Lilith is in the Garden of Eden. She was Adam's first wife, and she said, I demand equality, justice. I'm not subservient. I am creator also, equal. And Adam said, no, I want subservient. So Lilith said, fuck it, I'm out. And she left. Because she was like, no, I'm powerful. I'm not going to be subservient here. So maybe there's an energy here with an interpersonal dynamic or a dynamic. This could even be internal, where you recognize I play subservient in this dynamic, and that will not serve me, because this is actually who I am. Powerful, victorious, maybe even a little raw. You know, the feral wolf and this guy with no shirt, no shoes. Maybe your power is in the feral energy. Feral is like less polished. Feral is like, I'm going because I know this is right. I don't care how it looks. Feral is, I'm going to ask the question. I'm not going to hold back because of fear. Feral is, I'm going to show up at the place. I'm going to perform the way I want to. I'm going to make this offer because it feels right. It really is a freedom of spirit. And it puts you in like a much more appreciated place. You're also being perceived as having a lot of self-control and power. There's fulfillment. There's reciprocity here. Let's do this. Anything on, oh no, I lost them. Anything on that Lilith energy? Seven of Wands in reverse. One more. Seven of Wands in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. Interesting again. So part of this crew, it might literally just be boundaries, you know, where you were pouring out without boundaries. This is somebody implementing boundaries so that they can have space and time to sense versus see. And it's like establishing yourself as a very strong leader. That Lilith energy of like behaving in a way that might have been out of character, perceived as shadow, but it's really power. Seven of Wands in reverse feels like no boundaries. Three of Cups is like people that will, you know, not capitalize on that, but like take advantage of that. Lilith energy. And that was blocking movement. Yeah, the world at the bottom of this deck with the snake. So that was a cycle. You may have had to go through that a few times with different people. Okay, anything else with the Lilith energy? May have even been beyond boundaries. It's like with noticing a pattern in where you pour out and feel stuck with certain types of people or places. The sun. Moving towards that sun. Okay, so the sacrifice was essentially being defenseless. And we can't operate in... Empaths cannot operate in this world defenseless. That's a crab with no shell. You are destined to be eaten alive, right? But the sun energy is really confirming this Eight of Cups. I made the sacrifice, not just to make the sacrifice, but to move towards my son. So this is a purpose-driven sacrifice. Maybe even sacrificing people or friendships or places that you didn't necessarily want to because of your emotions, but what is required of your fire and your, looks like, level up in some way for you to experience reciprocity, success, victory, recognition, and fulfillment. This sacrifice had to take place. You, heavy emphasis, you're the one that did this though. This is like, you made this choice to either disengage or to withdraw. Anything else with Lilith and the sun? You're a unicorn, babe. Two of Pentacles, that's the ace and the ace. Two of Pentacles. And this is kind of like a skeleton holding them. So it's like death and rebirth, that transformation energy. You're standing a little higher here, holding this, these resources or these pieces that you need for this reciprocity, victory, success, fulfillment, stability to be experienced. Okay, this is the way. Holy shit, 10 of Pentacles at the bottom. Okay, wind chimes confirming. This sensing, not seeing path that you're on, or you just entered, this benefits more than just you. This benefits family dynamics. There's another page. This benefits your pocket. This benefits your career. Whereas being around this type of energy was detrimental, I think, to all those areas. It was like putting out your fire, you know, and bringing this like Lilith energy and Persephone back into the reading is like they sense in the dark. They know how, they're not afraid of their dark and they're not afraid of the dark. They allow it to occur because they know that golden light and nuggets of power and transformation occur there. So if you are in this energy of I'm in an unknown, I'm in an unfamiliar, I'm in an uncomfortable, I think that's exactly where you're supposed to be. And if you didn't sacrifice this place, these people, this person, this community, this group, these resources, and then bushels and success and like fulfillment, of course, but most important, this element of I am the emperor of my life, putting yourself back in this place of control and power versus defenselessness would not be able to take place. This is gorgeous. This is really gorgeous. Okay, let's get an oracle here. Shout out to the Wellness Transformation crew. It was so good to see you guys yesterday and kick off our 3 months together. That recording was sent out last night. Your first post is available in the Patreon. I can't wait to see your habits. We are going to transform together over these next 3 months. All right, let's get an oracle message for the HP Collective. Yeah, unique gifts. This is you, Pisces. Your greatest fulfillment in life will come when you discover your unique gifts. I really feel like you had to sacrifice being a part of something or being involved in something in order for this like sensing, not seeing path to take place. And that's where the discovery or uncovering is. Develop and fine tune your gifts so that you may share them with the world. The other thing with unique gifts is when you uncover them and use them for your personal development, there's always an opportunity for you to use them beyond that too, if you want to. And that could be through the form of You know, that Six of Wands, platform energy. You can infuse it into your business. You can infuse it into your family if you're raising children. So that's what I was feeling with this, like the sacrifice to enter the path where you actually receive these aces and then these bushels. It's really not just for you. This impacts other people around you in a very bountiful, secure, it's giving like new world energy, new life energy here. I love that. Can I get one lunar tarot? We got the HP at the bottom. This is what I used for the Patreon reading. Knight of Pentacles. Allow these resources, these seeds, and these bushels to come in when it's time to come in. There's something about having an enlightened perspective around pace and time versus rushing. An enlightened perspective around pace and time. The power, the color black in tarot represents power. The power of the pace is really associated with enlightenment, and enlightenment knows rushing is not divinity. Rushing is an extension of fear or anxiety. Allow the pace of this unfolding to guide you. Like, it's like you already know this. It looks like you're already holding this knowledge, this wisdom. I think a slower unfolding of these aces and the bushels allows for like a stickier, like it stays around longer. The Ten of Pentacles, it like stays longer. Or these pieces stay longer, it's sturdier versus a windfall. Like a hot flash in the pan. It's like hot flash in, hot flash out, right? But this looks like if you allow the pieces, the gifts, slow by slow to come in, they're more likely to stick. All right, Pisces. Smash the love button to claim this one. Drop an I am the HP baby in the live chat in the comments if you haven't already. And Pisces, hold my hands. I'm sending you so much Reiki love and healing. Take a gentle inhale through your nose. And a soft release out through the mouth. Savoring your peace at the bottom. And if you need another one, drop I allow my unique gifts to shine in the comments below. I'll see you later, Pisces.